This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Hello and welcome to the Holy Ghost Homegirls channel. My name is Dr. Antoinette Brookins. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a pastor's wife in Fresno, California. Here on this channel, we talk about all things Jesus and how do we manage our mental health using faith-based practices. I also give modest fashion techniques and tips and through my outfits of the day so that we can look good, feel good, and still glorify our King with the things that we put on our body. If that sounds interesting to you, please do subscribe to this channel, but don't just subscribe. Engage. So leave a comment. Please give a thumbs up and share, and smash that notification button so you never miss a thing. When you do those things, guys, it really helps the channel and gets this information out to more people. Okay, so I am here today with tip number two. Tip number two about how to rest in our femininity. So I want to bust up another myth, okay? So let me refer back down to my notes here because I want to bust up another myth as it relates to resting in our femininity, because I want us to understand that resting in our femininity does not mean that we have to wear dresses all the time, or that we have to do our makeup, that we're always doing our hair, that we have to have our nails done, our toes done. It does not mean that. It does not mean that. That is a matter of your own personal style. Okay? So it does not matter if you work in plastering and you wear a hard hat every day and combat work of steel-toe boots. It doesn't matter whether you are a corporate baddie calling all of the shots and everybody who are your subordinates are men. It does not matter. That does not mean that you are not feminine. So let's bust up that myth right now, because I don't want nobody saying, but I don't want to wear dresses. Oh, but I don't want to do my hair. Oh, but I don't want to do makeup. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that. And so as y'all see, I don't wear makeup. I don't wear makeup. I ain't got nothing against it. I just kind of like my face the way it is. If we just being 100 with it, I just like my face the way it is. I do like a little gloss on my lips, so I'll be trying to, do a little something with my lips, but I don't always be getting it right. So whatever. But that's not it. That is not what we're talking about. This is not that. Okay? So here is tip number two. In order for us to rest in our femininity, guys, we have to cultivate a spirit of nurturing and compassion. Just by our very design, the Lord has made women to be nurturers. He has created us to be compassionate, to be caretakers, right? Some of us are not mothers. I know that some of us will never be mothers, but that doesn't mean that we can't be compassionate, and it also does not mean that we cannot nurture. Some of us nurture our husbands. We nurture people in the community. We nurture our coworkers, right? We nurture our brothers, our sisters, right? So it just means that we just have a spirit of compassion for people. Excuse me. We have a spirit of compassion for people, and we extend our hand to people in need. That is what the Lord has actually called us to do. God has gifted every woman with nurturing qualities. Yes, every woman with nurturing qualities, both physically and emotionally. Now, I will say this. Some of us, because of things that we may have gone through in our lives, maybe that's been stripped from us and we feel like, it's me, myself, and I. But trust me, something happened that got you there, right? So that means that some of us need to do some internal work so that we can get back to that soft place, that feminine quality that the Lord has called us to. Okay, so both physically and emotionally, still talk about nurturing qualities. Resting in femininity means allowing those qualities to flourish in your life, whether through caring for others, offering empathy, or cultivating a heart of service. These are all very, very feminine qualities that the Lord has gifted us with. Yes, I did say gifted. because it's an honor and it is a pleasure for Christian folks to say, let me help someone in need. Very different from being used up, very different from being codependent, where you feel like you always have to help somebody in order to make yourself feel good, or it's not about that. Okay, and although there is a rewarding quality to nurturing and to being compassionate with others, that is not solely where our identity lies, right? We are so much more than the things that we do. Okay, so Proverbs 31 speaks of a woman who is compassionate and extends her hands to the needy. When you get a chance, go and read Proverbs, the 31st chapter. Read that chapter. Okay, I do believe that it will bless you. We often talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, but we have to read it and see where we fit in there, right? Try not to take things too literal when you are reading that passage, because, sometimes if we're taking things too literal, we'll start saying, well, that doesn't apply to us. Well, we still work in the marketplace. Granted, we ain't, getting on ships and, waiting for our ships to literally come in, and we may not be going into the marketplace selling purple or anything. We may not be doing any of that. Right? But what are you doing in the marketplace? What is your job? How do you show up in your job? How do people see you? How do people perceive you? Ask yourself if you possess any of those qualities, even any of the qualities that we just talked about. If not, what needs to change? Also ask yourself if you come off too dominant. Has anybody ever told you that you had a strong personality? Has anyone ever said that you're not easy to get along with? Has anybody ever made those comments to you before? Has anybody ever said that you had a dismissive personality? Right? Oftentimes when people say we have a strong personality or things that I just talked about, those are things that we need to change, because those are not natural feminine traits. Sometimes we have stepped into those traits, into those characteristics, again, because of things that have happened in our life, and we ended up there, right? So this is about introspection and self-reflection. Give yourself grace, guys, when needed, but grow in the ways of the Lord. Okay, I hope that these tips helped you guys, because again, we're just talking about getting back to that place where the Lord wants us to be. The Lord created us to be soft and docile, and He created us to be nurturers and compassionate. Again, like I said yesterday, that does not mean weak. That does not mean that people walk all over us. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. But if we are saying that I want to be married, or I am married and I want my husband to receive all of what I have to offer, right? And you don't want to be contending with his manness, right? You don't want to be contending with those things. So certain things we have to start working out now, right? So anyway, let me know what y'all think. If you got a dispute, I want to hear that too. Let's have a conversation about it. But I do hope that this helps somebody. Listen, have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.